What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome to episode 10 of the TW9 Draft Wars. I'm BT Savage, this is MAXHITMATT, and today's episode is going to be juice. It's going to be great. On my side of things, we got a good SmackDown. Radio 1 vs Ultimate Dragon. Wow. No, that'll be a banger. Regal in action. Obviously, Rey Mysterio is the number one contender for the heavyweight title against Triple H at the Great American Bash, so maybe some developments there. But I hear Matt's Raw is going to be one of the best of all time.
I hope so, man. There's one big segment, one big person, one big whatever, and I'm really excited for that. And then also, man, it doesn't get any bigger, right? It's pay-per-view time. It's Bad Blood time. So obviously that's got some huge matches. We've got The Rock in action taking on JBL. We got John Cena, Christian in the Last Man Standing. We got that triple threat. We got so much more. I can't wait, man. Let's just get into it. I'm excited.
Ooh.
We kick off Monday Night Raw, the going home show to Bad Blood, the 7th of June 2004. 7,985 people in the Don Barnett Arena in South Dakota, with the one and only the Olympic hero BT. Kurt Angle has returned to Raw.
Finally.
He invented a new catchphrase, and honestly, BT, what is it? You just did it a second ago. Peak Angle. He calls out everyone on the roster. He says, I'm the wrestling machine, I'm back, and I am here. Maybe he doesn't say to make an impact. That's probably a little too on the nose, but he is back. He wants to just wrestle. He wants to destroy. He's cocky, and but he's also so excited to be back. And I think we're gonna get we're really gonna get peak Angle here. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm excited for. He also says, I issue a challenge to anyone in the back at Bad Blood. I want a return match. Let's do it. Yeah. 97.
What a segment.
If that didn't get held back by commentary, that's 100.
That's 100, yeah.
Marketable gimmick. Let's go. Move on from there, and we go into a Rob Van Dam match against Larry Sweeney, and Larry Sweeney absolutely sucks. But RVD did the carry. Of course, this isn't OVW or FCW talent. Larry Sweeney loses in just under 11 minutes with the Van Daminator. 84 for RVD, man. RVD is great, and he's on that verge. He's on that verge of being in that main event picture. I think, don't get me wrong, he's kind of already in the main event picture, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah, no, I get you.
66. He also won with the Springboard's 5-star, by the way. Sorry, my bad. We then get a backstage segment, and Eric Bischoff tells A-Train, don't worry. I found a partner for you tonight. I know you got a tag team match against Edge, but I've got you a partner. It's okay. You're going to be impressed. And A-Train's a little bit worried because, of course, think back to Backlash. We had A-Train and Christian taking on John Cena and RVD. It's like, I don't know, man. He's probably not saying that, but you can just sort of see him a bit confused. 75 there for that segment. Speaking of John Cena, he comes out, cuts a bit of a promo. Of course, Christian's not here tonight, and neither is Trish. Cena says that Sunday means everything to him. The future will outshine the Captain Charisma, and here's the thing. This is personal now. This isn't about who's better, who's the future of Raw, who's the face of Raw, who's the future guy, or nothing. Been jumped more than once. Actually, he's been jumped like 3 times by Christian and Trish, and he's had enough. He puts an end to it when he becomes the last man standing on Sunday. 78, not bad. We move on to a tag team match, and the tag team is A-Train and the One Night Deal again with X-Pac taking on Edge and Shannon Moore, and A-Train pins Shannon Moore with a train wreck. 12 minutes, A-Train picks up the victory, technically over Edge. What does that mean for Bad Blood? 69 here, 55 for X-Pac, 65 for A-Train, 52 for Shannon Moore, and a 68 for Edge. Edge and Shannon Moore don't work well as a team. That kind of sucks. Not for future things, but just for this match.
Shout out to X Factor.
Yeah, man. How cool. One night reunion, man. We then get an 86 where we see Eddie Guerrero backstage is holding the belt, you know, Latino Heat t-shirt on. We all know the vibes. And Eric Bischoff tells Eddie, you've got the night off and you need to leave. You can't be here with everything going on. You cannot spoil the main event of Bad Blood. I know you with Jericho, you guys want to sort your issues out. Would you know what? It's not time to play kindergarten cop here for me. You need to get out of here. Jericho's in the main event. Kane's here somewhere. I don't even know it. I don't get to decide where that guy is, but I can tell you, I don't want you in harm's way, and I don't want you ruining things. So get out of my office. Get out of the arena. Eddie Guerrero doesn't even get to appear on the Go Home show. What's with this, man?
What's up with that?
What's up with that? 86. That's really good. After this, we then get... Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Jeff Hardy taking on Tommy Dreamer. Jeff Hardy wins with a twist of fate in about 11.5. 62, yeah. It just had very little drama to flow it, as nobody in the ring had the psychology to take control properly. I think that's pretty fair, to be honest. So, 62. The 74 for Jeff in ring. We start pairing... Like, imagine a Jeff Hardy versus Kurt Angle match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gonna cook. Speaking of Jeff Hardy, we kind of move into his brother here, and the Big Show talks backstage with Bischoff and says, I'm going to squash Matt Hardy like a bug. These two are not going to be a problem anymore. I promise you, I promise. And Bischoff's like, I know. Alright, I know. Booker T beat Matt Hardy. Booker T and you have kind of helped me, and I appreciate that. Just get the job done. That's all I ask. 76 there. Move on from that, we get our hype video, and it's Right Now by Korn. That song came out in November of 2003, so it works. I know it's technically 8 months later, but you know, we're trying to. It's hard. Basically, it hypes up Jericho, Christian, Guerrero, Edge, JBL, Cena, Kane, The Rock. Of course, you've got plenty more names there. A-Train, you know what I mean? We could keep going on. Matt Hardy, Big Show, all that. Yeah, just a bit of a hype video there. For the pay-per-view. We're then going to match where Finlay defeats Stevie Richards with the Celtic knot. Celtic knot. Yeah, I think it would be Celtic. You're right. 9.5 minutes. He picks up the win. Stevie Richards actually outperforming Finlay, which is okay, but I think Finlay needed that win probably more than Stevie Richards did. I think Stevie Richards was fine with being a bit of a jobber. They get a 92 rating. The Rock comes out and he appears live. You know, just a short little segment. I can't imagine maybe in the track pants and like the sort of the not the singlet, but like the muscle top, I guess. No sleeves, sleeveless top. You know, and he just says, you know what? Come Sunday, I'm gonna whip your candy ass. It's The Rock and JBL. Must see The Rock returns to the ring. You know, that kind of stuff. 92 here, just very, very Rock promo. Then move into, oh, wow, what a match. Booker T defeats Rhino with the bookend in a 78 rated match, 77 for Booker, 59 for Rhino. This is really good, man. I was a little bit worried this match was maybe going to get like a 64, but the fact that they have chemistry is good, and I can always revisit this match. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
After that, we cut backstage into the women's locker room. Of course, we don't go too far in. But Victoria attacks Lita backstage. Of course, she did say that she was going to sort of target Lita and she was going to target that women's title. And what better way to do it, man, than attacking her backstage and making those listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Then move into our main event, and it's another return, BT. Test is back here in WWE, and he's on Raw. Chris Jericho defeats Test in about 12 minutes with a lion salt. 82 for Jericho and a 53 for Test. That gets us a 79. Very happy with that. This been a really good Raw, man.
Oh, yeah.
End the show with an 84. Jericho and Kane are brawling. Kane comes out there brawling. Eddie comes back. He's not even meant to be here. And it accidentally hits Jericho as he goes to take out Kane. Jericho's sort of stunned. Eddie's stunned. Didn't mean to do it. Kane hits the double choke slam. And Kane stands tall before Bad Blood. I cannot wait to see that triple threat match, man. I can't wait for the pay-per-view. Of course, we're going to get SmackDown, but then it's pay-per-view time. We're there. We're nearly there.
Nearly there.
We finish up with an 86 rated
What
Raw.
a show. What a show.
Let's go. Big performance there from Eddie and Bischoff. The Rock, obviously Jericho doing work. Kurt Angle coming back to a 97 is insane. But it's even the other guys, man. It's even people like your A-Train, your Edge, even your X-Pac here for the one night, but the Booker T and Rhino, you know what I mean? It's those smaller guys as well. So really, really good show here. I'm ready to get over to SmackDown, man. Let's see if you can pull an 86. You got the same rating as me last week. Let's see if you can do it again.
Yeah. I'll try, man. We are here for my SmackDown, 11th of June, 2004. In the market of Quad Cities in Illinois, 9,446 people in attendance. And Stephanie McMahon kicks off the show. And after last week's comments in Triple H, Triple H's kind of doing a little shoot promo. Stephanie McMahon is giving Triple H a night off tonight, Bad comments, she's gonna let him think about his actions, Be a good boy next time, maybe. Well, I bet they do a little good boy, good girl action in it. No, I'm not saying that. Anyway, Stephanie, though, has given Evolution the main event tonight. They're going to be in the main event. They're not all having a night off. They're not slacking. And they'll be in tag team action. Ric Flair and Batista against Rey Mysterio and Shelton Benjamin. Ric Flair can maybe get revenge on Shelton. It is what it is. 83 rated.
It's not a bad opener. Like, there's no Taker, there's no Triple H, there's no Benoit. You know what I mean? That's pretty good.
Exactly.
No Shawn Michaels, no Foley, all of that.
We get Randy Orton defeating Ultimo Dragon with the RKO, and I imagine it being, how RVD takes the RKO, the little spike cell.
Yeah, man.
That's how I imagine this RKO going, bro. And Randy picks up the win.
That's a huge match. Rated. And 83 too. It's funny how so both of us like I did not think Booker T versus Rhino was gonna do as good as it did. Do you know what I mean? It's just cool how we have those guys that can do that.
Oh, exactly, bro. Makes him sick. Then we get Undertaker to appear next week. Get more Undertaker. We'd love to see it. 75 rated hype video there. And we get Mick Foley. He's sort of backstage. And Mick Foley's cutting the promo. And he says, I've noticed over the last number of weeks, couple months, I'm really feeling disrespected by the majority of the roster, man. I have a couple people that understand, respect me, understand my values and my talents. I love the appreciation from Sean, Maven. I love him and his attitude. But I had to deal with, a lot of resistance, disrespect to me. But now Scott Steiner, really, man. Scott Steiner, an absolute failure. It was a failure in a failing promotion a couple years ago, man. And now he's here in the WWE, and now he's selling protein shakes, fat blasters. Scott Steiner, you're a joke, man. You were a world champion at one time, and now you want to go at me for my weight and my age and me being washed up. But Steiner, you should look at yourself in the mirror, man. You're fake. You're a phony. Have this woman by your side to protect your insecurities, man. And honestly, you think that one-off comment was going to be it, and you thought I was going to run away? Oh no, you're thinking too different, man. Because this isn't over. I'm bringing a side of me that I haven't brought out in a long time, man. Steiner, you're screwed, dude. And honestly, I hope you and Dawn have a nice day. Bang bang!
Banger. Absolute banger.
89 rated promo, man. Tag team match and the tag team champions, the Dudley Boys, pick up the win against Al Snow and Jamie Noble. When Devon pinned Jamie Noble with the 3D. 66 rated match there. Solid stuff. Love to see it. And we got Ray in Stephanie's office, and Ray's just thanking Stephanie for the opportunity, and he's like, "And Steph, thank you. Thank you for winning that Battle Royal last week. You know, I'm glad I'm no one contender. You know, I heard what Triple H said last week, and I heard the update on Benoit, man. It's unfortunate. Benoit was my friend. And to see what happened to him, it makes me upset. And I just...
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I want to get my revenge for him, man.
Me
and
too.
You know, he said I was just a midget and said I wasn't really a tough challenge, but man, I've got to prove to him that I'm not just some pushover. I'm not some just little guy. You know, I'm the biggest little man in WWE, man. And Steph's like, oh, Ray, I hope you shut his mouth up. I hope you shut Triple H's mouth up for the both of us. I really do.
Definitely, thanks for having surgery 5 times in my left knee.
66 rated. Then we got a big win for Maven as he defeats Scott Steiner with a quick roll-up when Mick Foley came out, distracted Steiner. Man, this is probably arguably my favorite thing about this save. I'm not gonna lie. The push of Maven. Some of you may laugh. Some of you may think it's a joke, which is understandable. But man, this is some good shit, man. Maven, another big win.
They don't also see the behind the scenes. So, like, for example, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there has been people that have promised to put people like Maven over. Same with a few people on Raw. Like, that's why this stuff's so exciting.
Yes, man. 67 rated match there. Good win for Maven. And we got Stephanie McMahon. She tells Chavo that next week we're going to get a number 1 contenders match, you know, cruiserweight title contenders match. There will be Billy Kidman going up against Jamie Noble. She said, you know what, I'm gonna give Jamie Noble one chance, man. He's a hard worker, you know. He's been working his ass off, and he's taken some unfortunate situations to himself, you know, and I feel like I'm gonna give him the one opportunity. And Chavo, we're gonna see who the next contender is for the title. There we go. Hopefully Jamie Noble wins. Let's one like, and maybe Jamie Noble might win the match.
Doubt it.
I doubt it. Another match here, Rene Dupree defeats Tajiri with the Laurie Valley Driver. I hope I said that right. I probably offended a bunch of French people, but it's fine. 76 rated matchup. 56 for Rene, 67 for Tajiri.
I love that. Yeah, no, it's not, but...
Thanks, Robert. And then we got next week, Sean Benjamin versus Chavo Guerrero hyped. Next week's SmackDown Champion vs Champion. Should be a banger match. 49 rated.
Oh wow.
We got William Regal picking up a win against a Hurricane with the power to punch in 9.5 minutes. 80 rated match. 85 Regal, 68 Hurricane. Have chemistry as well. We'd love to see that as well.
Jesus.
Oh my. And then after the match, Regal's on the mic. And we all know what happened last week. Maven was so happy. He was so joyful, man. Maybe he just come across the wrong person at the wrong time. As Regal gets on the mic. And he says, Maven, you little sunshine. You know, you're so happy and joyful, you know. It's like my old times when I first came into the business, young lad, you know, I was happy, I was joyful, I was excited for every single match, and, you know, Maven, unfortunately, the difference between you and I is I just think you're a fluke. I think you're just lucky. You're not talented, you can't even pull up my jockstrap on your best day, sunshine. You know, you might have had a lucky string of matches the last maybe 4 or 5 matches, but honestly, it's not about your last 4 or 5 matches. It's about the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years of your career. Are you going to still be that same lucky, happy-go-lucky Maven that's going to get win after win? I don't think so, sunshine. Because you're a hack. You're untalented. You're bold. And you suck. And I'm going to teach you a lesson, Sunshine. Great America Bash, I want you in that ring and I want to put you down for good, Sunshine. I don't know why I keep saying Sunshine. I never really said Sunshine. But yeah, that's a gist. Regal wants Maven, bro. He wants to shut his mouth up. He wants to take that smile and turn it upside down, bro. 91 rated fucking promo. And then we
That's
get
amazing.
the main event of the evening.
I actually didn't mean to hit next yet. I'm sorry, but
That's fine, that's fine. As Ray and Shelton do defeat Batista and Flair when Ray pinned Ric Flair to drop in the dime. 619. REY. 81 rated match. And look, Ray was the best there. And yeah, honestly, play off his game. Does Batista and Flair not work as a fucking team? That is ridiculous, bro.
yeah.
That's fine though. Look, Ray and Shelton win, bro.
That's a good show.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that, bro. I can't lie.
That's a very good show.
Wow.
You know what that means, bro.
It's time. Some blood.
It's time. Can we get over there?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Alright, and we kick off Bad Blood 2004 with Eric Bischoff. The show opens, of course, we have the intro, all of that. And it opens with Bischoff, and he welcomes everyone to Bad Blood. He announces that the IC title match is going to kick off the show. This gets a 79. We're, of course, in Illinois, in the United Center. 20,500 people. It's a sold out United Center. Let's get into it, BT.
Let's go.
In a 79 rated match, Edge defeats A-Train by pinfall with a spear. Makes defense number 3 of the IC title. 83 for Edge, 61 for A-Train. Remember, guys, commentary is going to keep fucking me over, but it's okay. Okay. 79 is the... We then move on to The Rock. He's seen arriving to the arena. He's probably in a limo. You know how it is. Just that short 2-minute segment. And it's probably a pre-tape. It's like earlier tonight. You know what I mean? With The Rock walking backstage. The Rock is here. You know, we're going to have him and JBL later on tonight. That's a 75. We then get... Let's go. Let's go. John Cena defeats Christian in a last man standing match. When Christian could not beat a 10 count after an FU. I see it as an FU off. Still steps through a table. Something like that. John Cena defeats Christian. The storyline is done. It's done. John Cena has done it. He's beaten Christian. There's 69 for Cena, a 76 for Christian. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be a little bit of... No, holding back. Okay. I was going to say maybe stamina being a 22.5 minute match, but dude, I'm just happy to see this. Like, this feud did so much for both these guys without throwing them too far in the deep end where they're going for the world title. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Great grudge feud. Great ending. Good stuff.
We then had a backstage segment. It didn't work. It did not work, but Booker T beats down Edge backstage and signals that he wants that IC title. Of course, Booker T's been on this revenge tour almost recently after losing that World Heavyweight Championship match at Backlash against Eddie Guerrero. So maybe he's looking to take out Edge and yeah, become the IC champ. 65 there. Good match. Wow. The Big Show then defeats a Matt Hardy with a hog log in 9.5 minutes. Just a straight, clean victory. Big Show gets the win over Matt Hardy. 69 for Big Show, 65 for Matt Hardy. 75 overall. I'm happy with that, man.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
Then get a little Kurt Angle thing, just him warming up for his in-ring return. If we get a little bit of a yeah. And yeah, it gets a 77 up there. We then get into his match, which gets us an 81. And like this is the whole thing of commentary. I'm probably gonna have a look around, see if there is some better commentators, because like this got an 87 wrestling, a 76 crowd, and 81, 91 and 84. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting
Yeah.
penalized pretty hard for that. Also some stamina issues there, but that's okay. Just wanted these guys to put on a banger, and do you know what they did? An 81 is still a banger, don't get me wrong. 91 for Kurt Angle.
It's good shit, man.
It is in an angle slamming into an ankle lock. So look, Rob Van Dam looking super strong at the same time, but of course Kurt Angle getting his return win as well. They get a 65. This is not good, but Bischoff tells the Big Show that he will be rewarded for tonight's efforts. You did it. You beat Matt Hardy. I knew you could do it. I believe in you. You will be rewarded. You're an absolute monster, and I think you deserve a monstrous reward. Just bear with me. 65 there, not what I wanted, but it is what it is. Then get into our semi-main event. And this one, man, this one's a bit of a story. I think you guys knew what I meant by when he had a big plan and a big announcement. Big announcement, of course, was the Bashams. We'll get more into it on Raw, but The Rock does defeat JBL with a People's Elbow in Chicago. And we've seen the Bashams come in and I do attack The Rock at one point, but The Rock being The Rock still gets the upper hand. Does defeat JBL in about 15 minutes. 81,
Bad.
It's not bad. It's just good to see The Rock doing The Rock things, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
We then get a little bit of a segment here where Bischoff, man, we're struggling with the promos tonight. Bischoff blames Jeff Hardy for his brother's loss tonight. He says if he didn't bring you back, if he had stayed on the path he was on and not cared about these people, he wouldn't have been put in that situation. You've only got yourself to blame. Trying to create a divide in the Hardys. I don't know what Bischoff's problem is with the Hardys, but man, it runs deep.
He hates him, bro.
87. Just talk about how we're doing bad with the promos, and then John Cena comes out with a banger. He's bloodied, he's bruised, he's probably sitting down in the doctor's room, whatever, trainer's room, whatever. And Cena says he feels like a contender for that World Heavyweight title after beating Christian, putting each other through absolute hell, but him standing on top, him being the last man standing, he knows he should be considered for that championship contenders. And he's gonna sit back here in the doctor's room and he's gonna watch the main event that's about to unfold, knowing one day he's gonna be the man to beat that person. 87, pretty good. We're gonna get into our main event now. In an 85 rated match. Also, I'm gonna get into this, but thank you, Kane, for getting a 75. I'll get into fucking Eddie Guerrero in a second, but Kane, thank you. In a superb match, Eddie Guerrero defeated Chris Jericho and Kane in about 20 minutes when Eddie Guerrero pinned Chris Jericho with a frog splash. Eddie Guerrero makes defense number 1 of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. 80 for Jericho, 94 for Eddie, and a 75 for Kane. The way I see this, in my opinion, it's Eddie Guerrero, right? There's a bit of a lie cheat steal kind of situation here. Kane chokeslams Jericho, maybe just a simple drop kick from Eddie, throws Kane out of the ring, sort of, he's down, but it's not a big move, hits a frog splash, steals the 1-2-3. Eddie Guerrero retains, man. 85 rated match, a 94 for Eddie Guerrero.
Great stuff, man.
We end up with an 89 rated pay-per-view.
You take that, man. Like, that's beautiful pay-per-view.
I don't know how we didn't even get an 89. I guess just the way stories work. I guess the build from start to finish. The ending really strong. I'm really happy with this. This is really, really good.
This
Gonna
is good
finish up
shit.
the show. Gonna give some praise out. I'm gonna give The Rock praise. I'm gonna give Kurt Angle praise. Praise. I'm gonna give Eddie Guerrero praise. Now I was gonna praise the Big Show, but here's the thing: the Big Show then sucked in the segment. I'm gonna give John Cena praise. They all seem pleased or happy either way. Financial report: we're gonna make so much money. It is insane. We're making money. Popularity: we're going up, man. We're moving up. And
Going
it's
up in the
time
world.
for the media scrum.
Love to see it.
Seems like everyone agrees that Bad Blood was a successful show. What are your thoughts now it's over? I'm delighted that it went so well. The whole roster should be very proud. I agree with that.
Aisha.
Referee Charles Robinson is extremely happy. Be pleased.
Bro, Charles Robinson's a goat, bro.
I'm glad he's having a good time in WWE.
He's a favorite of mine.
Yeah. Sergeant Slaughter has been complaining that he wants to be on your booking team. Is that likely to come to pass?
Sergeant Slaughter, bro.
I have no current plans to alter them. Johnny Nitro is said to be extremely happy in WWE. Must be pleased. He is a favorite of mine. We are going to push him, but I don't really want to say that. I'll work hard to create a great backstage environment. Hardcore Holly has talked openly about taking Akio on as his new protege. What are your thoughts?
Hey, bro, Akio will fucking benefit from that, bro.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
That's
What is? Oh, who cares about Lily?
Right, Lynn
Shows
Garcia
how
is the
great
goat.
life is in WWE. That's the media scrum. We talk about fucking Sergeant Slaughter, Akio. We don't talk about fucking Eddie Guerrero defending the title or Kane being in a title match or the return of The Rock. We talk about fucking Lillian Garcia, Sergeant Slaughter, Akio, and Johnny Nitro in 2004. I love this shit. Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. What an absolute episode. What a pay-per-view. What an episode. We're on the build to the Great American Bash. We're on the rise. I'm loving it. Let's do it, man. Thank you all for being here.
And screw all those media journalists. They ask you
Yeah.
horrible questions. They got fat asses and they're dumb as shit. And they need some fat blasters from Scott Steiner. And until next time, I'm BT Savage. This is MAXHITMATT. And we'll see you on the next episode of TEW IX, The Draft Wars.